Today's video is going to be about low ones. My curtain's not closed, oh well. But it's going to be about doing the low one, which we start using in our pieces in the two Grenadiers in Suzuki Book 2. The first, really most important thing with the low one is making sure you've got good hand position. If you're grabbing, if you're bent, if you can't slide easily, then you're going to have problems with low one. So some things, if you're finding yourself clenching, some things you can do is sliding up and down, back and forth. This also affects your ability to shift. It affects your ability to do vibrato. If you're grabbing and clenching, if you've got your hand underneath the viola, I don't know if I can get a good view of that where people rest the viola on this knuckle here. You want to have your whole hand to the side and not be underneath at all. You want to make sure pinky is, if it's straight, it's looking upwards and not sideways. And then some other things you can do is make sure your viola is positioned properly. Can you get to the highest spot on the C string easily? That will, if you're help with the viola positioning, if you're not there. So we can also do touch high, medium is your harmonic, low is your 3 in first position. Just, random things. Touch high on the G, touch low on the A, touch medium on the C, touch low on the G, touch low on the C, touch high on the C, touch. Doing things like that to make sure that you can slide around the viola and are not squeezing. When we do the low one common thing that people will do that you do not want to do, they will bend their wrist. Rather than moving the finger back, they will use their wrist to get the finger back to low one. You do not want to do that. Make sure you're just moving the finger and not bending your wrist to get there. Make sure your hand is positioned so your finger can move. Those are a couple of really important things. Make sure your third finger, your hand still balances on third finger and doesn't rock back to balancing on first finger. So if my fingers are all touching like this, my weight's on first finger. If I've got some space between my fingers, then my weight's more likely to be more up on third finger. So the first thing I like to do with the third finger with this is I put the third finger down on the D string. And then on the A, I go between a low one and a high one. The third finger is down to make sure that I'm not sliding into half position. I don't want to do this. I want to stay and reach back. There is a half position. You'll learn about it much more in Beethoven Minuet. So we do have that. So I want to make sure that is happening. And so I keep my one on the D string for that and make sure I can move back and forth. This is a spot that I think is actually a good area to use a tuner in. Is to, going between the B. I think that can be a really good spot just to make sure you're getting it in tune. So that would be another exercise I would do. 3 Blind Mice. There's another song that's the same. Hot Cross Buns. That can be really useful to help you here. Is that low one in tune? Where is that at? Again, it's just 3, 2, low 1. That was not a great F. So a lot of times second finger does start struggling here because second finger is on its own. It's not attached to 1. It's not attached to 3 like it's used to being. So that can be a challenge. A lot of times they'll be going to the E flat on the C string and like that first finger will want to attach, or they're like doing an F sharp and the third finger will want to play an F instead of an E. So you want to really make sure that you get that second finger comfortable not being attached to another finger. Finger patterns can be useful. Our yellow finger pattern with our high 3, but done on a low 1. your F's into. That can help to know where things are. Another finger pattern you might want to practice at this point, or might not, is the low 1, the high 2, a regular 3. You're going to need that in Witch's Dance. Some scales that you can do to work on this pattern. B flat major. This is the finger patterns on all our strings for B flat major. It's not the actual B flat major scale. It's closer to E flat actually, but doing a diagram like this can be really useful, especially if you're not familiar, you don't have it down in your head. Oh, 2 flats means this. This is what my fingers do with 2 flats. So drawing yourself out a diagram, showing, I've got the scale as B flat major. We have B flat and E flat. I think my finger might be covering that. The notes of the scale are B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A and B flat. My half steps are D to E flat, A to B flat, between the 3rd and 4th scale degrees and the 7th and the octave. Any major scale, that's how it works. So on viola, learning your half steps and whole steps are important. It's probably more important than on most instruments, but that can be useful, and then you can have it to refer to. So the B flat major scale, we actually start low 2 on the G string. We're going to have low 1 on the E flat, on the D for E flat, low 1 on the A for B flat. E flat major is 3 flats, B flat, E flat, A flat. It can be a good one because we use so much of the strings. See if you get more fingers. So those can be some good things to do. G minor. G minor, there's 3 different types of minor. I'm going to talk about the melodic minor. Melodic minor is more of what's used in 2 Grenadiers. So G minor has the same key signature as B flat major. 2 Grenadiers, the first half of it is in G minor. So we've got the notes G, A, B flat. That B flat is what really makes it sound minor. That's where really you get that minor. Then we've got C, D. On the way up in a melodic minor scale, your 6th scale degree goes up a half step. So the E flat becomes an E, the F becomes an F sharp. Going down is what's in the key signature. So we have G, A, B flat, C, D, E natural, F sharp, G. F natural, E flat, D, C, B flat, A, G. G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Then we go G, F natural, E flat, D, C, B flat, A, G. Doing perpetual motion, it's in the book somewhere. But doing perpetual motion on the low 1, so you're gonna play perpetual motion. I forgot to look up what page that is. So everything's a half step higher. half position. You still want to be in first position. This video is already plenty long enough. First, the low one just gets a lot of people. So there will be another video with more, I think more, we'll see, preparations for 2 Grenadiers and another video about playing through 2 Grenadiers. Doing that perpetual motion on the low one is really valuable for Gavotte for Mignon as well. For there's a whole section in there that does that. So good luck with your low ones and have fun doing it.